White flag will be out this time by. Dixon sees it, and look at the gap that he's got. All he has to do is stay clean.
Yeah, but watch Tony right now. He's got the speed. He's going high, he's going low, and Franchitti leaves that low line open just a little bit.
Some lap traffic in front of him.
He closes it.
That's Danica Patrick trying to go down low, but there's no place for Canal to go. Here comes your race winner. 2 years in a row it's going to be Scott Dixon in second as they come across. It's Dario Franchitti, followed by Canal closely, and then Elio Castroneves and Ryan Hunter-Reay. This time by, there will be 2 laps remaining. 5 miles.
He needs to let that car behind him pass him and drag him around for the rest of the lap.
He's going slow enough. He's 202 that last lap. Weldon at 206.
Take your time, Weldon's in 1 now.
This is incredible.
Everybody saving fuel. He is almost at a snail's pace considering how fast he was running earlier in the race.
They could get out and almost run faster now. That's what he's doing. He's letting that other car get up ahead of him.
Coming by the next time, it will be the white flag here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Everyone in the grandstands are on their feet. Can he make it? Can he make it? 2.5 more miles. Weldon is 3 seconds behind. There's Weldon at the top of your screen. He's letting everybody go by. He's doing everything he can to save fuel. And Weldon, can he close? It's 3.6 seconds as they head through 1. Oh, we've got a crash. Oh, a wicked crash involving 2 cars at least.
He's won it.
He's going to win it.
Franchitti has won it.
Ryan Hunter-Reay involved in this.
Take the warm-up lane.
I could not see who else was involved from our angle. If he can make it to the stripe, and they told him to take the warm-up lane.
The RL guy up here to take the warm-up lane.
So he is already in the warm-up lane. And Dario Franchitti, 45 years ago, his idol Jimmy Clark won his one and only Indy 500. And oh my, what a mess in that corner. There's his wife. Today, Dario will pass his childhood hero and win his second Indianapolis 500 as he is able to coast across if he has to now. And Dan Weldon, for the 2nd year in a row, will finish second right behind him.
What an incredible finish.
He picked the right, and he stayed right. As far as I'm concerned, he stayed right.
Maybe those, we don't know what those defined lanes are when we're talking the big footprint of tarmac there being a runway. I don't know.
We're on the last lap, and Scott Dixon is the leader.
If I'm Castroneves, I stay out, and I argue after.
Yeah.
They will stop scoring you after, I think it's 2 laps, so maybe he can get to the checkered before they stop scoring him, and then he can.
Yeah, well, whatever. Right now, he's going to be coming to the checkered flag anyhow.
I mean, he still is leading because he hasn't served his penalty. I mean, they may take it away with another penalty, but he still is the leader physically on the track until they stop scoring him. They wanted to take it away with a drive-through, but he hasn't given it yet.
Yeah, and he's coming to the checkered flag right now.
Here comes
and he's
the
going to take the checkered flag on the racetrack.
Elio will take it first, but did Scott Dixon win the race? Oh, man, what an afternoon of racing.
Kind of wondering where we go with all this right now, huh?
Another win, I guess, for Chip Ganassi. He won earlier today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the Brickyard 400, and apparently wins with Scott Dixon here in Edmonton. Here they come off the 13th corner, and the white flag waves. 1 more lap to go on this 2.25-mile Mid-Ohio Circuit. And Franchitti now stretches it out just a little bit. We'll see what Power is able to do here in one of the prime passing zones. Nothing.
Breaking there, but you know he's going to go the overtake button.
And Power goes to it first. They both get a little bit in the dirt. Franchitti has yet to use his.
Power's not close enough. He's not close enough to draft up.
And that is just about it as far as passing opportunities are concerned, but who knows?
You still stay right there. Keep pressing.
Keep in mind, Franchitti is out of overtakes. Will's got one with a recycle. Give him enough time to use it.
Yep. Well, not since the Indianapolis 500 in May has he visited victory lane. But today, Dario Franchitti tightens the point race just slightly. But nevertheless, it's a win in the Honda Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio. Here's the white flag. We got one more lap to go at Chicagoland.
Wow, the point swing here with Franchitti in the lead and Power having to fuel.
But it's not over. Here comes Weldon.
Dan Weldon, as we mentioned, finished second in Indianapolis. That's where he's running now. Marco Andretti looks to the high side. They come off of corner number 4. Let's see who wins it. It's going to be Dario Franchitti winning with Dan Weldon second and Marco Andretti third. Dario also less than a mile and a half away from his championship. Scott Dixon started the evening perhaps as a wingman for Dario Franchitti. He comes home as the winner of the Café do Brasil Indy 300. Finishing in second position was, I believe, Danica Patrick got Scott Dixon, or rather Tony Kanaan. But the championship for 2010 goes to Dario Franchitti. He did what he had to do. He sat on the pole, he led the most laps, and he wins the IZOD IndyCar Series Championship by 5 points.
Let's go back to the finish line because here's Dario.
Great job.
His first win at St.
Baby, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Here they come to the white flag. One more lap, a mile and a half of racing in heat number 1.
And it's gonna be hard for Scott, but I guarantee you he's gonna have a go. That boy's a fighter. He's gonna try and go around the high side in entering 3.
Let's see what he does here in turns 3 and 4. He'll look to the high side of Franchitti. But no, there's no room up there either. Off the 4th corner, onto the tri-oval. And oh, it's going to be a close battle, but it is Dario Franchitti.
Coming down for 2 laps remaining. This one's not in doubt unless something happens with the number 10 of Dario Franchitti. His lead, a second and a half. Dario down the backstretch into 3 and 4. This time by, he'll see the white flag as he'll have 1 mile to go here at Milwaukee.
Last lap.
He won this race back in 2004. This could be and will be his second win if he can negotiate the last 2 corners.
Clear by 10. Bring it home.
Down the backstretch, through the corner, and here he comes. It'll be his 3rd win of the year to go with his win at Texas and St. Petersburg, and his 29th of his career.
The white flag comes out for Dario Franchitti, pursued closely by his teammate Scott Dixon.
Turn it up just a little bit, didn't he?
Last lap. Last lap.
Yeah, they're both on the overtake.
Yeah.
Might as well use them up. Dario is now out of overtake assists, and so is Dixon.
Team Penske are not going to be happy with this result. We're seeing a 1-2.
There are 2 passing up. Well, that was one of them. So 1 passing opportunity left into turn number 8.
Here is turn number 8. Well, I think it's clear to say that he survived a wild afternoon of crashing, every kind of emotion you can imagine, pit strategy, and Dario Franchitti is the winner of the Honda Indy Toronto. And he will come off corner number 13 and take the white flag. 1 more lap to go, 1 more lap around the 2 1/4 mile racetrack.
It's a good time to have a dominating performance, Bob. That's what you need. He needs to close in on the championship.
Last lap. Plenty good there behind you.
This will give he and the team a lot of confidence.
8.5 seconds ahead of second place Franchitti, and that's James Jakes ahead of him. Jakes is running in 23rd, still on the lead lap, at least for the moment. I would imagine that Scott may keep it that way. Here comes second place Dario Franchitti. Gonna walk out of here with more points ahead of pole power than before the race started.
This may be the slowest lap he's ever had.
Yeah. Yep.
I think he's taking it real easy.
Well, the wait is over for the New Zealander. He adds his name to the list of 2011 winners. A dominating performance as Scott Dixon takes the checkered flags. A white flag comes out. One more lap on the 2.9-mile road course here at Twin Ring Motegi.
Danica Patrick just got off the outside of the final corner. Bourdais charging after Servia. Servia in blue right behind. It's Bourdais pushing hard. Can't pass here.
Oh,
somebody saw.
Oh, was Castro Neves.
Castro Neves. Man,
trying to get around Hildebrand.
He's going to get. Well, if he
completed it.
If he completed it, he'll definitely be in trouble.
Which it looks like he did.
Yeah.
An easy drive all day long for Scott Dixon, all weekend long for that matter, winning the pole position, leading the most laps, and a few corners away from taking the victory. Difference in points now 13 as Franchitti moves up to 9th. Will Power second.
They're going to finish where they started. How about that after all that?
Good point. Here comes Scott Dixon through the final few corners. And the final race at Twin Ring Motegi is going to go to Scott Dixon, his 27th career win, second of the season. He also won at Mid-Ohio.
You heard the call. Here comes Dario. And Sato may try and come with him. Look out. This could get tricky. Oh, and he slides on by. Sato takes second.
And Canal is going to make a run on him now.
So Franchitti out in front. Takuma Sato in second. There's Dixon. And then Tony Kanaan. On board with Tony. If he wants a shot, he's got to get some help up front. He's too far back right now. Next time by, the white flag.
I think Sato's in the capper position now.
Time it right. You have to time it right. Everybody standing, listen to the crowd.
White flag is out. Dario Franchitti takes the defensive line into one. Sato taking a peek.
Inside. Keep going. Keep going, buddy. Yellow.
The yellow is out. It should have waited till coming out of 2. We talked about that.
Here they come down the front straightaway. And Dario Franchitti is going to join an elite group as he is going to become a 3-time winner at Indianapolis.
What a race. What a race.
You are the man. Awesome job, champ. Way to go.
He was prepared for the green flag, where the other drivers maybe were just a little bit asleep at the switch.
The white flag lap. It's going to be a wire-to-wire victory with a slight 2-hour delay in between for that man and the number 9, unless something unforeseen happens. Dixon skating towards a victory here in 2012 at the return to Belle Isle.
We talked about a 2-hour delay. Very difficult for these drivers to get back into the cars and turn their switch on to be able to focus here at high speed, just like they did when we started the event. But impressive what they've done here as athletes.
This could be, if he finishes it off, the first wire-to-wire win since Barber back in 2011 when Will Power pulled that feed off. Through the fountain section one last time, lights up the left front tire. He's got enough breathing room. He doesn't have to force the issue. Heading for turn 13. One more corner to go. Scott Dixon, for the 28th time in his career, is going to win here on Belle Isle in Detroit.
Closes to about 4 car lengths down. Newgarden looks like he's going to hold on to that second spot. He'll make a clean exit off of turn number 4. Boy, he really tiptoed that car through turn number 4 to Joseph Newgarden. And Hildebrand can't catch him. And then it goes E.J. Vizo, then Oriol Servia, then Mike Conway, then Ed Carpenter, and Takuma Sato. So Graham Rahal, the winner of the first 30-lap heat race.
But the amazing thing to me is Dario Franchitti looks like he's going to get the pole position and the point to go with it. And as we said earlier, he was nowhere with a couple minutes to go in that practice that got him into this race.
Yep.
Whoa!
Briscoe,
wow.
Big bobble there. Coming off the second corner.
That was not subtle.
And Franchitti wins. Elio finishes second. Here comes Marco, then Hinchcliffe. Dixon will come around and take the white flag. One more lap to go in this Mid-Ohio 200.
Pagano just doesn't look like he's worried about fuel either right now to me.
He's actually pushing power.
And again, Ryan Hunter-Reay cannot lose any more points. But Scott Dixon is going to gain some in the battle for the championship for 2012, which has, in a few yards, shall we say, 3 races remaining. Next is Sonoma, California, the road course, then the street course in Baltimore, Maryland, and the season ends on the oval at Fontana, California, a 500-miler. Just a great performance from Scott Dixon. He and the crew that got him out ahead of Will Power has resulted in a victory for Scott Dixon, his 4th here at Mid-Ohio, 29th of his career, 2nd win this season. He also won at Detroit. Will Power 2nd. Pagano made it to the end. Sebastian Bourdais finishes 4th.
Here comes Scott Dixon. He led all 50 laps, and so Scott Dixon will win heat race number 1. Takuma Sato will finish 2nd. Alex Tagliani will pick up the championship point, finishing 3rd, but Tag will not transfer.
You heard it. The white flag is out. It'll be the 200th win for Honda. And it's going to be a sweep for Honda in the top 3 spots unless something drastic happens in this last lap. And we'll have another new winner for the year. That'll be 8 different winners in 11 races. Look at Emma. She is thrilled, and rightfully so. Ganassi is back on the map. This has definitely got to be a boost.
Now Dixon's having problems because Canal's just up ahead. He's probably getting disturbed there. Can't keep the momentum in the turns.
Well, they're coming down to the wire, and here it is. Checkered flag is out for the 30th time in his career. Scott Dixon gets the win. Kimball 2nd. Franchitti completes the sweep, and the celebration begins.
Dixon's gone. There's no way that he's going to let that happen. Green and white. One more lap, 1.75 miles. Who's on the inside there? That's Elio Castroneves trying to get by his countryman and friend Tony Kanaan.
And Mike Conway is going to have a big run on Castroneves here. Mike Conway on the button, on those red tires. Let's see if he can get a run. No.
Look at power on Franchitti. Inside goes.
Oh no!
Hang on to it. The two come together.
No!
Wow! And Power knocks himself out of it.
And this will send him straight to the back of the pack.
No, for Will Power. We told you about these two guys at Toronto. Yeah. They're like oil and water, and it's happened again. However, up front, it is clear that Scott Dixon has been the class of this opening race. He is the man, and it was unbelievable last weekend in Pocono. What a dominant performance. Good fuel economy from the Hondas, great driving from Scott Dixon, and the man who is Chip Ganassi's longest tenured driver wins the first one in Toronto. Dixon gets back-to-back victories. There's a special restart zone, and Dixon's determined to stay in front. Here we go to the end. Down to turn one. The Penske boys are ganging up. Bourdais goes around the outside of Will Power. Can they hang on? They cannot hang on.
That's Hunter Ray and Will Power. Big contact in the wall. Sato also involved.
Sato at the back. Ryan Hunter-Reay also in the wall.
That was ugly.
That looked to me like Will Power just trying to hang a wheel in there and just got into the right rear of Hunter Ray, pitched him into the fence.
As you imagine, full course caution flies.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
This is incredible.
Thank you, guys.
3 wins in a row and a $100,000 bonus. He's going to get the white flag here. One more lap to go for Charlie Kimball.
White flag.
And there's the gap back to Simon Pagenaud, who's constructed a very good race himself and his team. He's on the podium. If he can hang in there for one more lap. There's the blue car there, the HP Schmidt-Hamilton Motorsports car. But this is going to be a lap that Charlie Kimball will remember forever. We've had 3 first-time winners this year in the championship. James Hinchcliffe, Takuma Sato, and Simon Pagenaud. And in half a lap's time, we're going to add a 4th to that.
Listen to the crowd. That is awesome. There's a great turnout here at Mid-Ohio today. You can clearly tell they're loving this first-time winner.
It's been a super weekend with Firestone Indy Lights, Pro Mazda, USF 2000. We've had Pirelli World Challenge. There's been no shortage of racing. There's been no shortage of fans. The weather has worked on our side, and the sun is shining on Charlie Kimball. It's his 45th career IndyCar Series start. Charlie Kimball, you're an IndyCar race winner. Kimball wins at Mid-Ohio. If he can hang in for another 4.5 laps, this will be win number 33. There's his wife, Emma Davies-Dixon. And there's been a lot of heartache in that family, for Emma's family. And it's been tough times of late. Been tough times on the track for Scott, but it's turning round, and we're going to get our 7th full course caution, the same as Baltimore. This is Mike Conway, and it was such a positive race for him until it took a U-turn probably about 10-15 laps ago. Well, listen, not only is there reason to celebrate if you're a Target Chip Ganassi or Scott Dixon fan, it's a day to be worried if you're an Helio Castro Neves fan. But for an open wheel racing fans, it's reason to celebrate for car number 78. Simona Di Silvestro, the 25-year-old Swiss female driver. This is her highest career accomplishment. She's never stood on an IndyCar podium. Her teammate won the Indy 500 this year. But today, in addition to Dixon, is Simona's day. They will be celebrating. Good crowd on hand here at Reliant Park Stadium. Dixon wins his 4th of the year and the first of this Texas doubleheader.
Good job, boys. That's what we needed. Makes it a little more interesting now.
Indeed it will. Scott Dixon will be the 10th different winner in 2014, and for the 5th time, Dixon dominates Mid-Ohio.
The white flag will be shown to Scott Dixon, this time by
1 good lap here.
1 good lap, and perhaps most importantly in championship form, right behind the battle that we saw for 10th between Justin Wilson and Marco Andretti, Will Power now up to 12th. Helio Castro Neves still being shown back in 20th. That means nothing to this man, Scott Dixon, who's done everything he needed to do today. Look at Andretti on the outside of Wilson. This could end in heartbreak.
Oh yeah, and look at Power. He's in the mix of this. These guys get into each other, and he could be involved in it.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say.
There's really no reason for it.
We talked about it. It doesn't have to be your fault. And right now, as the championship leader, you've got Bourdais right behind you, and you got 2 guys fighting tooth and nail in front. This is in an uncomfortable position.
Guys, Will Power sees those points right in front of him, but they're worried he's going to make it to the end on fuel. They're telling him no overtake. I know it's tempting, no overtake. We must make it to the checkered.
Wow, he last pitted on lap 61. Now Marco Andretti inside Justin Wilson. They are wheel to wheel, maybe even a little bit of contact. Will Power right behind him, and now Bourdais putting pressure. But up front, Scott Dixon, the team, Chip Ganassi Target Racing, have played it perfectly. Scott Dixon onto the front straightaway. Scott Dixon wins at Sonoma Raceway.
Well done.
Ryan Hunter-Ray finishes second. They stay in the championship hunt. Simon Pagenaud
comes up to lap board A
in his old car.
White flag, so.
And 1 lap to go, guys. 249 laps in the books, and we haven't had a single failure that I'm aware of. We still have 20 cars running, I believe, with Pagenaud. Not a single reliability issue. Amazing.
Yep. The whole attrition rate story that we were talking about and reliability. But we've got 2 different winners here on 2 very different scales. We've got a race winner and we've got a championship winner that will be decided in less than half a lap. Tony Kanaan knows what it's like to win a championship. Tony Kanaan wins the MAV TV 500.
You see Scott Dixon well in control. He's bringing it home. Castroneves has closed the gap a little bit.
Further back, we're looking for Montoya and Pagenaud. There they are, coming through in the same order.
And Kanaan in the blue 10, a little bit loose off the corner. Pagenaud does have 1 push to pass left.
So does Bourdais.
On the button.
Bourdais got 1 on Kanaan. He's going to burn it right here.
You see the blocking, and Pagenaud's got to make this as his last chance.
Can't get it done there. Can he get it done in the hairpin? There's no way Montoya will leave it open. Scott Dixon wins at Long Beach for the first time.
And Scott Dixon, the white flag flies, and it's 1.4 miles and change for Scott Dixon, and he will have win number 2 on the 2015 season. It would be his second victory here at Texas. He won back in 2008. Will Power flashes by. Scott Dixon, everything has worked for him tonight. The car underneath him from the drop of the green all the way to the checkered flag. Scott Dixon wins in Texas.
And if you're just turning on, he needs to pass that gold and black car ahead to make sure of this championship. However, that task is getting increasingly harder. 1 more lap left for Scott Dixon and Chip Ganassi. Do you think there's a pretty good reason why he's Ganassi's longest tenured driver? 14 years driving for Chip. And it's this reason why he always delivers. Montoya can see Briscoe, but he just can't get to him.
Oh, but he's getting close. Long lap to do for Briscoe to hang on to those red tires. They must be shagged.
He's really got 2 opportunities into the hairpin and into the last corner. He's nowhere near close enough now to even put the bumper to Briscoe, so he's got to get closer.
I'm watching them come out of the carousel. There goes Kanaan. There goes Briscoe. Montoya.
Closer.
Oh, he's going to be close.
He's close. Closing in, getting even closer. So it's going to be the last corner where this happens.
The team will be telling Juan Pablo Montoya, this is it. Give it everything you've got. Go and get that Schmidt-Peterson Honda, and the championship's yours. But time is running out. Scott Dixon into that final corner, and that checkered flag will be waiting.
1 last brake zone, and it's going to be next to impossible.
Dixon gets back-to-back wins at Sonoma, but we can't give this championship to him just yet. We wait for the rest to come across the line, and Montoya cannot do it. Scott Dixon not only wins in Sonoma, but wins the 2015 championship.
We win on the tiebreak.
Saturday night shootout, Phoenix style.
You just lit up like a Christmas tree, my friend. It's about to get real.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, do you take tires?
Good question. Who's on the tail end of the lead lap? That would be Castroneves. And remember, lap cars have to go to the back. So if you're Hunter-Ray, Castroneves, you can take fresh rubber and have a shot.
39th career win for Scott Dixon, his first at Phoenix. And the 4-time champion. He's in the win column in 2016.
Well done, boys. Never saw you. Great pit stops, man. Strategy. Thank you very much.
And what an incredible job from Scott Dixon to just dominate.
Lap at this number.
On pace, full fuel, low fuel. That's Takuma Sato backwards. I believe that's the toe. That uphill turn 6 in the boot.
Dixon will be there soon, and he's going opposite direction to the track.
And he's doing it because he can't see the cars coming, so he wanted to, oh boy. Now
he's in the middle of the track.
This might bring out a yellow.
And now he's going to roll back. I mean, you come around that corner, it is blind, so he gets it going. Dixon is not there yet. but that could have been disastrous. You come into that corner blind, and you got a car going backwards and forwards and spinning around. As we see Dixon now, he's only one corner away from where Sato was. And here's a battle for second place.
And Newgarden got it going into the bus stop. So Joseph Newgarden with a great drive today.
Oh, look at the speed difference. He's going. He says, forget the fuel, I'm just going to charge.
Kimball on Rossi.
And right now, these are Chevys all pushing at the end here. The Hondas appear to be saving a lot more fuel mode. And Scott Dixon, 2 corners left. Let's call it 3, 2 lefts and a right. And that'll put the cherry on an awesome day.
Kimball got by to 8th position. Newgarden up to 2nd, but nobody has anything today for Scott Dixon, the master of fuel savings. He may not win the championship this year, but he wins for the 4th time in 7 tries at Watkins Glen. Scott Dixon is now a 40-time winner.